Hello. How's everybody doing? I am set up to record again, so I thought I would check into your magic this afternoon while I'm doing a sound check. Let's see who's in the house. Hi, Rose. Hi, Sai. Hi, Moxie. Hi, Scorpio. Hello, Jennifer. I hope you're doing all right, my dear. Thinking about you. If you have a moment, yeah, please hit that. Please hit that poll because some of my regularly scheduled times are going to have to start to change over the next couple weeks because, you know, vampires work at night. Also, on the 8/8 portal Friday, I'm going to do an additional live this week. I'm going to do personal readings for your 8/8 portal. Hey, Cristobal. Hello. Who else snuck in? Hey, Adrian. Hi. Welcome in. There is a pinned post at the top of the chat if you would like to sign up for a personal reading for Friday. Hey, just me. I saw that you signed up for a reading on Friday. Can't wait. There are a few spots left if you would like to sign up for the Friday live. Thank you all. You've been so patient during my transition and getting set up. And you all know I'm not the biggest techie, so it's been a minute getting the sound stuff back down. So, and Bunny's got the bingo. Hello, Bunny. Hello. Oh, Bunny. Our Gen Z said the most profound thing in our thread earlier, and that is that shadow work, my friends, is not. Oh no, it's not a. Oh geez, Bunny, I forgot it already. I loved what you said. That shadow work is not a solution. It is a tool. It is not to be used in hindsight. Cutting off people is not to be used in hindsight. It is a tool in order to avoid the BS. She said it much more eloquently, our little Gen Zer, but you gave me a couple minutes of introspection there, Bunny. All right, first out we have cinnamon rolls, warming the heart, all deserving comfort. All deserving comfort. You Virgos, are you baking? Are you baking right now, Virgos? What else do we have here? What else is going on with your magic today? What else is happening with your magic? Tell me more. Tell me more about the tribe's magic. Okay. I don't think they're going to give me another one out of this deck. Nope. All right. Let's dive into this. Let's dive into the cinnamon rolls. All deserving comfort. Feels like it's a time to get grounded. Time to get grounded. Doing the things that warm your heart. Why do we need to warm our heart? Well, it is Leo season. So you want to stoke that fire, baby. Tell me about this warming the heart. Tell me about the Star Tribe warming their heart at this time. I can't get off the practical magic since the All Signs Virgo reading. 2 of Cups. Tell me about this 2 of Cups. The Emperor. The 7 of Cups. Your fire is strong this season, Star Child. So you are asking to do the things that warm your heart, that bring you comfort in this 2 of Cups, this divine union with self, because here's the card of fire. Aries energy as the Emperor. So it's important to let go of options of energies at this time that might be clouding you from standing in this Emperor energy. Again, cutting people off is a tool. It's not something to be learned in hindsight. Not if we want to continue to keep having the same karmic lessons over and over and over again in our life, which makes it hard to get into this Emperor status, to get to this fire. So you're being asked to let go of any options right now that do not warm your heart, that are not deserving of your comfort, that are not deserving of your comfort, so that you're giving that comfort back to you and back to those soul recognitions, those connections that equal give and take, live. Tell me more about letting go of these options. Tell me more about the Star Tribe letting go of these options. Cristobal, you warm my heart. Thanks for being here. I love it when you show up. All of you, really. But I just saw Cristobal's name, made me smile. Tell me about letting go of these options. What are these options that need to be let go of in Leo season? The Lover's card in reverse. The Six of Wands. This is a double message of optionality, of choices. Sometimes we think having more choices is better, having more options is better. Of course we do. We live in a consumerist capitalist society. But when you want to be the Emperor, your energy has to be very focused. And it's what's warming your heart that's stoking your fire to be that Emperor. And there is victory in this. So this is a double message of removing the optionality. Removing that optionality in your life. Those things that don't warm your heart. Those things that cause energy leaks. That are not of significance to your personal utopia that you are creating at this time. Tell me more about Star Child's magic today. What you got to say about this Giz? Giz is very happy. He's got his perch back. We'll have our first recorded video up tomorrow. You know, I have to do the whole thing around him. He's in charge of the camera angle. He's got his crystal ball back. He's scrying like a mofo over here. Tell me more about Star Child's magic. Winter Besom. A witch respects boundaries. A witch respects passages of safety. Are there any people in your life right now, Star Child, that are not respecting your boundary, that are not respecting your passages to safety, to you getting to the next level, to you feeling at home? Tell me more about this passages. These passages to safety, these boundaries that are being weaved. Tell me more about these boundaries that are being weaved. Five of Pentacles, Temperance in reverse. People that are impatient, people that are quick to anger, Star Child. People that are spewing a lot of negativity, that are in this poverty mindset. Tarot class students know this. I've said it over and over again. The Five of Pentacles, I call this the poverty mindset card. A lot of times you hear it described as feeling left out in the cold, having a lack of resources. But it's a mindset. I look at it as a mindset. Because on the traditional rider deck, you see two people that are freezing out in the snow. And behind them is a church with a stained glass window that's lit. There's electricity in the church. There's heat inside the church. There may be some resources in the church. But they're trudging through the cold in this poverty mindset. Not looking at, and they're looking down in the card. They're not looking at the resources, the potential opportunities around them. Instead, they're looking down and they're in the poverty mindset about how hard things are in that moment. And I'm not negating that things can't be hard for people in life sometimes. Yes, they can. Don't we all know that? I could preach that all day long. But the problem is when we don't create boundaries with people that are in lack mindset, in poverty mindset, that are impatient, that are quick to temper, it will douse out our fire. And if you're focusing on the things that warm your heart, if you're focusing on your fire in this Leo season, and to be the emperor of your life, whatever that looks like, it's about being the leader of your life. It is very hard to be the leader of your own life with all of this chatter and all of this noise. And the world throws this chatter and noise at us 24/7. 24/7. You can turn that off though. But it's just as important to make sure the people that are in your inner circle that are closest to you are not in that chatter, that you don't feel that vibration. Tell me more about these boundaries. Yes, we will be opening up the tarot class again this fall. Thank you, Jennifer, for mentioning that. We just closed a 4-week session. Myself and Shadow Walking with Jimmy. Do a little 4-week tarot course. Tell me more about these boundaries that Star Child is setting in this Leo season in order to stay on fire. The Chariot. Woo! The 7 of Wands. You are setting some boundaries. The Page of Swords. I love this, Star Child. I love this energy. Spirit energy. Spirit boundaries. This is the card of boundaries, baby. This is the card of energetic boundaries. Against anyone who may have any words that are harsh, that are rash, that are immature. Some of these words they're not even malicious. They're not even vindictive. A lot of times people think they're helping. They don't realize that they're actually hurting with their words because they will project their fear on us. And what I see here is that you are building energetic boundaries around that. Where you're still able to love, you're still able to be you, but at the same time, really guarding your thoughts at this time. Guarding your thoughts and guarding your fire. What are you on to? You must be working on something, Star Child. What is Star Child working on right now? This is like keeping your eye on the prize kind of energy. The Hierophant reverse and the 8 of Swords. This is a repeating message. Many of you are blocking out the noise of the world right now, and that noise of the world becomes chatter within people's conversations. I feel like some of you have even changed up some of your routines, is what I'm seeing, to stay out of this 8 of Swords energy. For some of you, maybe you listen to certain podcasts or listen to news or certain things that just become habit, right? They become habit. Maybe even tarot that just becomes habit to turn it off every day. it was a routine, it was a tradition, but you're realizing that it's actually will cause a little anxiety, kind of keep you up in your head, and that you can't waste any of your energy at this time. Tell me more about this. This is great. I feel a lot of empowerment and change in routines right now. Because this is what you want to work on. This is what you're working on in Leo season, your 10 of Pentacles. Yes, 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 yes. This feels part of the collective message that I also just channeled. Tell me more about this 10 of Pentacles for Star Child. Oh, I love it. You're defending the dream at all costs at this time, Star Child, with the 5 of Swords and the 2 of Wands. See how those 2 birds are sitting in front of that portal? They're not blocking themselves from entry, but they're making sure that they can get through at the right time and not letting any BS in behind them. And that world is their dreams. They're holding up their dreams. You're guarding your own portal to this 10 of Pentacles in the way that you need to stay on fire. Beautiful. Any last words here on Star Child's 10 of Pentacles? The Fool. Another fire card. Another card of Aries. We saw the Emperor, and the Fool is your energy right now. You're doing it with a smile on your face, Star Child. And judgment, yes. Very self-aware at this time. Discerning energy at this time. Strongly with the Judgment card. And not questioning yourself. Beautiful. Beautiful energy today, Star Child. I love it. Hi, DJ Jesse. Hi, Miss Jamie. Hi, Pocket Spirit. Welcome in. Welcome in. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me. As you can see, I recently moved. I'm in a new space temporarily, doing everything to get the sound, good for you all. So please, in the comments section, let me know. Let me know if you're hearing an echo. Let me know if it's too quiet. Let me know if it's... Miss Jamie, sometimes people have to see your not so happy side to create a boundary, right? We teach people how to treat us. So sometimes there are people that are in our lives that before we had good boundaries, we didn't have boundaries with. So then when we come in and they see what they perceive as our not so good side because we're creating boundaries, it can be offensive. But that's their stuff to work out. We've gotten more healthier by creating the proper boundaries. But that don't mean everybody's gonna like it. So yeah. And sometimes it can feel like our ugly side, but it's really not. It's just us learning to advocate for ourselves. Right? All right. What else is happening in the tribe's magic today? Jamie, I love that you are obnoxious and you love it. I'm a tall drinking tea myself. Always told people it's cool if you're looking for less. I'm not for everyone. You're not for everyone. They need less, tell them to go look somewhere else. What else is happening in the tribe's energy? What did we just lose? Angelica, the bells have rung. Nothing to fear. The bell has tolled and you have nothing to fear. The bell has tolled and you have nothing to fear. Well, what is this about, Star Child? What is this about? Tell me about the bell toll first. Oh, angelic energy. Look at that temperance out. Some of you have a lot of angels around you right now. A lot of angelic protection around you at this time. Tell me more about this angelic protection. The Lovers. Why the Lovers? The Empress. Oh my God, this is so beautiful. This energy I feel right now is so beautiful. Star Child, you have nothing to fear at this time as you make these changes, as you move around your energy. Hello, Monica. Welcome in. To get into this Empress status. This is the second time we've seen the Empress on the table as you're moving towards this 10 of Pentacles. Because you chose you, it called in a lot of angelic protection. This energy feels so good, Star Child. You have a lot of angels around you at this time. I feel like some of you may be getting over a little bit of a hurdle right now, okay? But you're hanging tough and you're staying in this Empress energy. In order to be the Empress, you have to embody all of the queens in tarot. The Queen of Swords, the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands. In order to embody all of the queens in the deck, you've had to go through many trials in the court cards, many of life's trials. That's what makes the Empress. The Empress is made. She's initiated into her seat of leadership, into the totality of self. It is not something that is just bestowed at birth. And you're hanging in this energy. You've chosen to rise into this energy of being the leader of your life. And I do love that we're seeing the Empress because we also saw the Emperor. So it's a balance of your masculine and feminine energy. But you choosing you here, you choosing to give to yourself in order to then give to the world however you feel so fit for your life, has brought in a lot of angelic protection. The sound is low. Thank you, Krugs, for letting me know that. I need to know that. Is it better now? It's because I'm in a new setup. I'm trying to work on the sound and everything for you all. It's better? Okay, thank you for letting me know that. Thank you so much. Much better sound. Okay. Okay. Trying to see if I could solve the problem with the static with my hair by removing the mic. Knight of Swords. Why the Knight of Swords? Wheel of Fortune. Ace of Swords. There's something about, too, this angelic protection is also within the mind, Star Child, with this Wheel of Fortune and the Ace of Swords. Okay, moving on to that fantasy, choosing your fate. Even in these times of trials, is bringing in this angelic protection from those words of the world that we were talking about here with the Knight of Swords. I love all these angels. Sounds better. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know that. Room's not so echoey. Thank you, Julie. That's been a tough one to fix. That's a tough one to fix in this location. Glad to hear that it's not so echoey. I'm going to continue to work on that. Tell me more about what's going on in the magic for the star child. What's going on with their magic? Tell me more about what's going on with the magic. What's going on with the star child's magic besides the fact that you have a bunch of angels around you right now? What else is happening? Candle dressing. Intentions spoken and declared, and they will be, star child. The power of your words. Understanding the power of your words, your incantations, your rituals. Engraving your intentions energetically by speaking them out loud. And it's not necessarily about speaking them out loud to someone else. It's about speaking them out loud to self in any form of ritual, whether it be mirror magic, whether you do candle rituals, and to declare it. This is a very good practice coming into the 8-8 portal too. Carving those intentions into the energy through your words, declaring them clearly, what you want to manifest going into the 8-8 portal. Tell me more about this. Tell me more about these declarations going into the 8-8 portal. The World, the Ace of Pentacles. I love that. And the Four of Pentacles. Some of you are really into your practical magic right now. You're taking very practical steps to close out a cycle and to go into an Ace of Pentacles. This all feels around financial too. It feels around financials, okay? Looking for stability, getting down to some practicality of things that need to be done at this time in order to set off onto this new cycle. Stability, you're building a foundation towards that 10 of Pentacles that you're building. There's universal assistance in this. As you become very clear about your intentions and take practical action. Tell me more about this Ace of Pentacles coming in for Star Child, for these things they want to manifest in the 8-8 portal. 7 of Pentacles. Yeah, man, this is such a month of practical magic. I love that. 7 of Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles. Another 10 of Pentacles. A lot of you really have your eyes on the prize right now of what you're manifesting, okay? Putting down the burdens, redirecting the fire energy. I love it. I love it. Tell me more. Tell me more about the intentions with this 10 of Pentacles. Star Child. You're running your mind like a boss right now with the 8 of Cups and the Hangman in reverse. Not giving an amount of emotional energy or overthinking anything. This is really good. This is about intention. This is about action, which Leo season is all about the fire energy. The fire energy is the will, and it is about the action. Even if it's just one step at a time, you're utilizing the fire energy in this season to produce action. And it's those action steps, one at a time, that will create that 10 of Pentacles. And for some of you, there were some things that were clouding the energy, were clouding the mind. We saw that a little earlier too. Some things, some emotional hang-ups. But you're choosing to just create the boundaries to walk away. Because when you declare your intentions, when you speak them out loud to yourself, whatever is emotionally burdening you is not part of that future. Hi, Alicia. Welcome in. Welcome in. Thanks for being here. All right, Star Child. Should we talk to the vampires? They can get a little dark and cheeky. What do you think? Hey, girl, hey. All right, let's tap into the vampires. There's a lot of paranormal activity in this space last night. I am very claircognizant. So a lot of the spirit energy I see, so to speak, I deal with is in the perspective of claircognizance and the mind downloads. But there was like physical paranormal activity in this little Creole cottage I was in last night. It was quite interesting. Tapping on the windows from the inside of the house. Something was pacing the hallway. If you're familiar with like New Orleans, like Creole cottages, all of them are kind of like the row houses, right? Like they're thin. They're like usually thin and long and have a big hallway down them. It's quite interesting. Didn't seem to want to communicate with me, but it was sure making a whole heck of a lot of noise. So we'll see. We'll see. We will become friends over the next few nights. All right. What do the vampires have to say? Yes, if you have a moment, please take that poll. Some of the hours on my channel will have to start to change over the next few weeks. I'm trying to figure out what is the best time for y'all for us to still do our powwows. But I am taking a job as a professional vampire on the side, so nights will nights will be my jam. I'm assuming you don't want to do lives at 2 a.m. Central Time, or maybe you do. I don't know. Let me know. All right. What do the New Orleans vampires have to say? What do the vampires have to say? A call of the night to daring, exciting adventure. Ooh, ancient. Magical inheritance. Your magical inheritance is calling you to an adventure, Star Child. We do have a full moon this weekend, too. Pointing out that full moon to me on that card. It's the sturgeon moon. It's about getting ready for harvest season. Tell me about this exciting adventure. Actually, let's talk about your magical inheritance first. Let's talk about your magical inheritance. For some of you, it's reading bones. Some of you may have some Caribbean heritage that you're learning about or may learn about soon. Tell me more about this magical inheritance, this ancestry for Star Child. Oh, the mambo's here. Why the Nine of Swords? This is a call star child with the 6 of Swords and the 7 of Swords to actually to look into your ancestry. Not just your Akashic records, which is part of your ancestry, but look into your physical DNA ancestry. Because there's some magical practices here. There's actually many magical practices here that you're going to find come very naturally to you, forms of divination that feel natural, that you like, that feel just satisfying to the heart, that open that pineal gland, that like really just speaks to that spiritual center in your brain. Tell me more about this. The Death card. Well, for some of you, that's speaking to the dead. Tell me more about this speaking to the dead. Two of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, Strength card. Some of you have some ancestors around you at this time that are trying to communicate with you. What needs to happen for this portal of communication to open up? Put your defenses down. Five of Swords. Tell me more. Tell me more about this speaking with these passed over ancestors. Page of Cups. 10 of Cups. Why the 10 of Cups? The Devil. It takes emotional energy. It takes emotional energy to produce magic. And you're showing up as very intuitive here. But for some of you, there is something that is blocked in the emotional space that's blocking you from this communication. What is that? What am I feeling here? Tell me about this Death card. Oh, this is interesting. This is a little specific. Okay, this is double confirmation. Someone here is a medium. Okay, someone's got some ancestors that are trying to. They're knocking at your door right now. They're knocking on your window. They're tapping on your window. This is kind of specific, but what this is telling me here with this 9 of Pentacles, the 10 of Cups, and the Devil card about this is that some of you have a partner in your life that it spooks them out. It spooks them out. I don't think they like it. So I think that you, I get the sense that you might hold back. It's hard to get emotionally connected with you. So it's hard to get emotionally connected to this. And if you resonate with this, the sense that I'm getting is that you must share a space with this person. This person lives in your space. Because for you to not feel safe, to exert the emotional energy that it takes to get into this communication, to get into this kind of magic that you have, there's something potentially around the home environment that makes that difficult. So what's the advice on this? Because you're being called to the night, Star Child. What's the advice on that? What's the advice on that? Five of Cups, to not pay attention to the other person's emotions. Pay attention to yours, because for many of you, this is a really powerful gift that you're being asked to hone into right now with this Ace of Cups. It may be about going outside of your home space. Going outside of your home space in a place where you can be alone to do this evocation of emotions and feel safe. Empress, this is part of your deal. It's the Ace of Cups again on the top of this Empress that flipped over on the deck. Why are we talking about this? I mean, besides the fact that it's cool that you speak to dead people, Star Child, why is this coming up? The moon. Because by you doing this, it's actually going to create a sense of groundedness. That sounds counterintuitive, but not being able to practice your magic, your divination, being able to express your emotions the way that you need to within your environment. It might feel foreign to step out of your environment, out of, I'm specifically feeling your home environment to do this, but it's important that you find a safe space to do this. Is there anything more behind the moon here? King of Cups, the Lovers in reverse. We just can't wait on other people, okay, to be in this emotional balance with this. It's a choice. Even if the people around you think you're weird, Star Child, you're being asked to be weird. Embrace your authenticity. That is what Leo season is about. It's about no longer performing and embracing. Hi, Lisa. It's one of my favorite pastimes too, Lisa, speaking to the dead. What's this call to the night? What's this daring adventure? Something's exciting. For some of you, this might be the daring little adventure. Maybe some of you need to find a nice, cozy little graveyard to curl up in. Tell me about this call to the night, please. Ace of Pentacles, something new. You're being asked to do something new, something different to shift the energy. Page of Wands, to go your own way, with your freaky little self, Star Child. Tell me more about this Page of Wands. I love the Page of Wands energy. It's one of my favorite. King of Wands, to take your intuition and to step into your magic. Let your magic take you on your adventure. Let your magic take you on an adventure. The Hierophant in reverse. And the Four of Cups, there's something that some of you may not be seeing at this time, and you're being asked to do something out of your comfort zone. You're being asked to do something out of your comfort zone, out of your routine, out of your traditional sense. It's going to spark the fire. It's going to spark the intuition. It's going to spark these gifts. And because we are talking to the vampire, Star Child, it is particularly a call to the night. So what does that look like for you? What does this look like for you? To embrace your authenticity, to embrace your weirdness. Something different, something out of the norm for you. Something that's going to make you uncomfortable. Whatever this is going to make you uncomfortable at first. Might even have some stage fright. But what is it? What is it? Because it's something that's calling to your heart. Some of you are feeling a little bored, feeling like the routine is just an endless loop. Some of you have some cats that are trying to tip you off to some ish right now going on in your house, meaning some paranormal stuff. You know, because cats are weird like that. You know, they live in both worlds. You're going fossil hunting. That, I love it. I love it, Bunny. I love it. I love it. Fun. Yeah, this is a repeating message, so I'm going to close this energy. But see, when we get in this 10 of wands, when we get in these burdens, these humdrums of just daily living, right? It is harder sometimes to grab that higher perspective. It's hard to live, it's hard to be magical. It's hard to be magical. It's hard for life to feel magical. So this is clearly a call for some of you to break up your routine at this time. Geez, I wonder if that's why we were channeling all that anger, that fire energy last weekend, because that can happen too. And just, it's like it has no place to go. It has no place to go. But you're being asked to take some kind of adventure right now. For some of you, this is to dive a little bit into your witchy woo-ness, into your divination practices, your spiritual practices. I'm also seeing an ocean right now. For some of you, that may be going to the ocean. You know, that may be a church. All right. Let's see what else the vampires have to say. Hi, Onyx. Welcome in. Welcome in. What else do the vampires have to say? If you'd like to join us Friday, I'm going to do a live with personal readings for the 8/8 portal. Link is pinned in the description. If you cannot make the live, your live will be timestamped by the screen name that you want to appear as the timestamp. What else? Why are you giggling, Giz? Nothing sounds fun about Applebee's to me, Krugs, but to each his own. That death will come, mortal, finite, fragile. I feel on this card, I feel the energy of just really getting down to the root, star child, of what your utopia looks like. So much is changing in our world right now, and it's causing a lot of anxiety for all of us. But it's about a mindset shift too. As structures and traditions fall, as we feel failed by the things that we've invested into. Many of us have invested into a lot of things for a lot of years because we just felt that was the right thing to do, or we were told that was the right thing to do, or that was the way that we were supposed to live. But the truth is life is fragile and life is short. And there's nothing selfish about producing our own utopia. It's actually quite the opposite, as it changes the vibration of the collective consciousness when we do this. I feel someone who's in very deep contemplation about this at this time, is the energy I'm getting on this card. Somebody's in very deep contemplation. And in this Leo season, having all that fire, is wanting to take some initial steps to living out their time in a way that brings joy. Tell me more about this. I like that energy a lot. I feel like this is someone who's questioned everything, which is what it takes. Which is what it takes to deconstruct what we truly want and what has been fed to us. It's a good place to be. It's a good place to be, DJ. Good place to be. It can feel scary as hell at times, but it's a good place to be. Tell me more about this energy. What more does this energy need to know? Ooh. Spending my cards. Yeah, weigh everything. Weigh out everything. Mind, body, spirit that comes in. Okay, is what this is showing me. That there's confusion. There's sometimes confusion over the illusions that we've created for ourselves, right? The boxes that we've created for ourselves just based off of everything that we've taken in. But there's a balance here. There's a balance to this. I like this because this is the sense I'm getting off of this is that someone is not concerned about being right. Somebody is concerned about their joy. Because our ego will allow us to do that, right? It will allow us to live in an identity. It will allow us to live in a lifestyle. It will allow us to live in a timeline that, even though like deep down inside may not resonate with us, we don't want to tell ourselves we've been wrong all this time. But then the ego keeps us in that lesser state, that tortured state, that unhappy state, that unfulfilled state. This is deep, Star Child. This is deep. Tell me more about coming into balance with the ego. Ace of Wands. Because who doesn't want to go into a passionate new beginning? Eight of Wands. A lot of communication here. I feel like this is a lot of communication with self. This is a lot of communication within the shadow. Tell me more about this communication. Headed to this passionate new beginning. The Emperor. Yeah, understanding. Oh, the Chariot. I love that. Understanding that these changes don't not make you the Emperor. In terms of tarot, the Emperor is you being the leader of your life. And even having responsibility in leading others around you. But someone's letting go of some false senses of obligation, some false senses of responsibility. Yes, we all have responsibilities, first and foremost to ourselves and to the others around them. But I feel someone who's lived under a lot of pressure, feeling responsible for others. This feels very much like a patriarch, kind of matriarch energy. Okay, trying to hold the family together. But the truth is they're your responsibilities because you have chosen those responsibilities, and those, it feels like those choices were made off of just simply what was believed to be right at one time, what was believed to be our duty, what we believed was supposed to be our place in society. And someone is completely doing a breakdown of all of that within self to get back to that passion. To get back to that passion and seeking a new beginning. I love this so much. And I know that there's a lot of trials in this. And I know that there's a lot of heartache in this. And I know that there's a lot of people that are not going to agree. But the hardest hurdle with this is our own egos, of being okay if people think we've gone off the deep edge, of being okay of those responsibilities and limitations that we placed on ourselves, and to be like, I don't want these anymore. I'm going in a different direction. The biggest battle is not other people, it's our own ego, it's our own mindset. And I feel so strongly that someone is using their fire energy. I'm looking at 9 wands here on the table to move past this swiftly. They're pointing out too with the 8 of wands and the ace of wands making the 9 of wands, that's pulling us out of the wounded warrior energy too. You know, the wounded warrior energy we can stay in too long sometimes. That's the energy of the martyr. Because we're tired. We're tired and want to lay down our burdens and lay down our wands. And sometimes we can look outside of ourselves for that, for someone to recognize that we are tired and all of these responsibilities that we have and all of these things that are on our plate, but no one can really move them out of the way but us. It's the ego that's really standing in the way of releasing all of the wands. Someone is really taking a hardcore inventory of like, everything must go and these things are going to stay. And congratulations, Star Child. That is not, this is what makes people emperors and empresses. This comes through trial and error, through trials and tribulations, by willing to advocate for ourselves, by willing to say, this is what it looks like for me to be the leader of my life. It looks very different than what it means for you to be the leader of your life. And I'm not here to be the leader of your life. I'm here to be the leader of mine. Any more on this? The Magician. Because that makes you magical as you release all those burdens. Your manifestation powers completely shift. And the Seeker. I love that. Moving from the Seeker to the Magician. Someone here has been in really deep introspection. Like really deep introspection. And moving out of that introspection is giving you all the tools here to manifest what you want it to look like. Tell me more about this Magician. 5 of Wands, and you're defending it. Good for you. You're defending it. You're not letting anyone rain on your parade, Star Child. Not letting anyone rain on your parade. I love it. Because you're the High Priestess. Ooh, I have the chills. I love it when I see the Magician with the High Priestess. You are manifesting like the Magician. You are defending whatever this is to you at all costs. Because at the end of the day, you know you the MF and High Priestess. And you're going to make it happen. No one else may believe you're going to be able to make it happen. But you have the foresight as the High Priestess. You have the foresight and you're betting on yourself. I love that. Who better to bet on? Who better to bet on? Tell me more about the High Priestess. 10 of Cups. The Tower, the 10 of Cups. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Yes. Yes, yes, and yes. Some of you are knocking down your own towers. That's what this deconstruction and rebuilding in the mind is. You are blowing up. You're blowing up your own towers. And it's causing towers for other people too. It's causing towers for other people too at this time. But again, look what you're seeking. You're seeking that emotional fulfillment, that personal utopia. You're choosing to be quote unquote selfish. And that's the only way that you know how to label it. Because in the past, That's what we've been told, is that it's selfish to go after our own emotional fulfillment, to go after our personal utopia. But that virtually changes. You worried about the world, you worried about your legacy, what you're leaving the world. By you living in emotional fulfillment, by living in your own personal utopia, it changes everything. It changes the energy and the frequency of everything. That is true divinity. That is you being godlike, loving yourself as you love your neighbor. He said yourself first. Bam! There's your Bible verse on your bingo card. He did say, my friend Jesus. Jesus and I are tied. We sit on the front porch and drink tea together. He did say, love yourself. Love your neighbor as yourself. So if you're not in a space of emotional fulfillment, if you're not in a space of self-care, if you're not in a space of loving yourself so deeply that you will put yourself first, that you will advocate for yourself, how are you possibly loving your neighbor the same? Also meaning, how are you raising the vibration of the collective conscious? We've had it backwards. We believe that there's all this self-sacrifice that has to happen through service in order to create legacy, in order to raise the vibration, in order to be in the light. But when we sacrifice ourselves, well, we crash and burn at some point. We will affect so many more people's lives when we live in this space of pure joy. Now, is everybody going to agree what your space of pure joy is? No. But they need to go find their own joy. They need to go find their own space of pure joy rather than being up in your business as to what your space of pure joy is. You can't fix stupid sometimes. You know what I'm saying, Star Child? So don't let it rain on your parade. I love this though, because you're causing towers. You're causing your own internal towers, facing your ego and going, oh, I can't wear this mask anymore. I can't play this charade anymore. This doesn't feel good. This doesn't, and I know that I know that I know that I know, because I'm the high priestess. Tarot has no gender, okay? I'm talking to masculines and feminines here. And so starting to defend your manifestations at all costs. Why? Because you're choosing to love yourself as you would love your neighbor. And damn it, isn't it so much easier to love your neighbor when you're in a space of joy? I mean, come on. I know, when I've got that joy, joy, joy all the way down to the bottom of my heart, man, nobody can knock me off my square. My neighbor can be the biggest a-hole in the world, and I will, you know what I mean? I will be pleasant. I will love them. I will love them from afar. When someone is sideways with you, even a complete stranger, it has nothing to do with you. They really hate themselves. They really hate the life that they've built for themselves. They really hate the role that they have chosen to play. But they're so scared about not being right that they will continue in that role. They will continue to play that role. But guess what? We don't have to do that. We don't have to do that. So what does that look like for you, Star Child? For me, that looks like living in New Orleans and reading tarot for you and being a professional vampire. That's when I vibrate at my highest level of joy and can give back. Enjoy. What does that look like for you, Star Child, as you are deconstructing all of these things? I love this energy going into the 8-8 portal. Many of you are getting very serious with your fire energy, which is the action. It's the will. We talk about the wands, when we talk about fire energy and tarot, it's the action, it's the will. It's the steps that it takes towards living in that space we want to live in. That pure joy. Happy birthday to one of my favorite star childs, Miss Lala in the house. Happy birthday, Miss Lala, in this Leo season. Lala is so bubbly. When Lala speaks, there's a feeling of joy in her energy. So much so that I named my pink wig after her. Because I love that energy. All right. Final message. Final message. Hi, Limelight. Welcome in. Hello, Brittany. Thank you for joining. It's true, Lala. My heart lights up when I hear your voice. Tell me more. Oh, look at that. Celebrating with your spirit guides. Progress. Look, ooh, you got ancestors, you got spirit guides literally wanting to toast you right now because of this progress of the mind, this breaking down of the ego in order to get into that true divinity, that true godhood that you are. That divine being that you are, Star Child, doing the voodoo that you do. Thank you for sharing your joy with me this afternoon. I love it. Good energy, Star Child. There will be a recording up tomorrow. Recordings will start going back up starting tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you for your love and thank you for your patience as I've been mapping out my joy. Friday, live stream, 8-8 portal. You can book a personal reading for that. Link is in the description. There are a few slots left. And of course, I will see you for our Saturday night jam. All right, Star Child, enjoy the rest of your evening. Have a good night.